Introducing Tony of Beverly. I'm really excited today to take a look at Norah, and then we're going to do an unboxing of Norah in iced champagne. I am familiar with this line. It is now being sold at WIG Studio One. If you go below the video and expand the description box, I'll attach a direct product link to all of the featured wigs today. You can click on the link, it'll take you out to the site. You can see the colors and the pricing. I've had Norah in the past and absolutely loved it. A mid-length curly style, some nice cap features, and we're gonna do an unboxing as well. So the two colors that I'm showing you today are what I'm wearing here, which is the sandstone, and then we're going to do an unboxing of Norah in iced champagne. This beautiful mid-length wavy style. I have noticed that this one is a little curlier than the ones that I've had in the past, which we can see generations of styles. They sort of migrate and change a little bit over time, and it has been so long. But I remember this being one of my favorites from that Tony of Beverly line. So all in all, this style is about 14 to 15 inches, depending on its curl pattern. This one seems to have a little bit more of an intact curl pattern than what I'm used to, but it's smooth until you get about halfway down. So the crown is smooth, the temple is smooth, the front pieces and fringe are smooth. That made it a little easier for me to keep it out of the face. Now, what I did was I took it out of the box, I gave it a shake. I woke up the fiber just by picking and fluffing. And I broke up the curl pattern just a tad with my fingers only. So I have not combed or brushed this. I will say I would discourage you from using a brush on these curls as they tend to frizz out a little bit. This is a very fine fiber. And what I did was I used the heat from my hand to create a little bit of contour and continue to use repetitive motions to sweep those bangs out of the eyes, because this does tend to swoop in and cover the face. So this is not a heat-friendly style. This is made from the Allura blend by Tony of Beverly, which is not heat-friendly. I don't think they have a heat-friendly fiber yet. I will have to check on that, but this one is not heat-friendly, so please stick with just hand styling. Don't use your heat tools on this. I feel like this one would be very vulnerable to heat just because it's very, very fine. You can see these fibers are just wispy fine. That helps it train a little bit easier as well, because if you had a heavy sides, it would definitely be a little harder to keep out of the face. So I love how wispy it is around the face. We're looking at about 7 to 8 inches on that fringe, and it absolutely could be trimmed either into a full bang or a little bit of a shorter fringe. I have a feeling that if I needed to make any tweaks at all or modifications, I would probably go in and trim up a little bit of a shorter fringe. But it is absolutely gorgeous. It weighs just over 3 ounces, I think, right around 3.5 ounces. It does feel pretty lightweight on the head, but you have to know it is full of permatease. That soft, pillowy type of permatease that when you reach in, you can feel it. It's there, and this will be able to give you some really glamorous, sustained volume. It retains the shape of the style and covers up wefting. It has a full lace front, temple to temple, and left monofilament side part. So I'm going to go over this lace front when we look at these colors more closely, but let's get down to our unboxing. Okay, so this tag sticking out here. This Tony of Beverly packaging is the same as I remember all of those years ago. I'm so glad that WIG Studio One is now selling the Tony of Beverly. They have some really cute styles. I do remember when I tried this on again after all of those years, it runs a little large on me. So I have a petite average, which is 21.25 inch circumference. And I feel like the Tony of Beverly is going to fit you very similarly to like a Henry Margaux or a Belle Tress. Kind of on the average to average large side. So I was able to make an adjustment to fit my petite average circumference. So there's what it looks like out of the box. It was turned out inside out. It did have a net. And on the back of the tag, you have styling instructions and also cleaning instructions. I think that's pretty typical to find that information here, either that or in a pamphlet. All right, so let's take a look at the inside of the cap now that we have it out. There is that temple to temple lace front. It does extend back into the ear tab. I love that because you see absolutely no seams. where that lace meets the cap. And then a left monofilament lace part that runs back through the crown. Very nicely done. A little bit of rose lace covering permatease on the top, open wefts on the sides and back. And then we have a nice substantial ear tab here, velvet lined, a nice sturdy stay, an extended felted nape with Velcro style adjusters. Again, I really love this cap. I think that it is superior to caps like Estetica, for instance, with the hook and pocket adjusters, or even Beltress that continues to use the pull strap type adjusters. I much prefer the Velcro. Okay, so let's take it out and give it a shake and a rake. You know, this is my method of waking up the fiber, bringing air into the layers. I always get questions. Taz, what do you do to your wigs before a review? Have you done something because so-and-so's looks different? All I can tell you is I do this every single time. There's no way you're going to know what the style really looks like until you flesh it out. And you have to do that by bringing air and separating the fiber and releasing it from the cap. This is an absolute must. It's tightly compressed in there. It's kind of like getting a brand new shirt. It's all folded neatly in a nice slim profile. It's been compressed for shipping, and you have to take it out and fluff it out and wear it. Okay, so this ice champagne is beautiful. It is not rooted. Neither of these colors are rooted. So let's take a look at these colors real quick, and then I'll be sure to give you a side-by-side. So the sandstone. If you like colors like the Gabor's toasted pecan, this is really going to appeal to you. It has a salt and peppery type look. There's absolutely no gray in sandstone, but it would be a great transition color to gray. If you're going from a light brown or blonde to gray, I think this would be fantastic, because what you're going to see is a light, cool brown, and that's going to be peppered and highlighted with a champagne blonde, a cool champagne blonde. And those highlights are really centered around the face. It gives a nice highlight to the face, and it's then blended throughout. So sometimes those cool champagnes highlights next to the brown will give you the illusion that maybe it's a little salt and pepper. So let's take a look at the iced champagne. This is considered to be maybe a gold blonde with some pale gold blonde highlights. However, I want to caution you, there is no yellow in this gold. It is a cool, more muted, more beigey on the scale in terms of gold. So you're going to see a medium, kind of a beigey blonde, and then a highlight of a pale, cool champagne. So I do think that the highlights in the ice champagne are going to be very similar, if not exact, to this sandstone color. It's just on a little bit of more of a base color. This will put it into perspective for you as well, that this is going to, even though it's not really, really warm, I consider to be more neutral, this is cool. So it really gives you that perspective here as well. Okay, let's try this on. Now I know for sure just by trying this one on, this is gonna run large on me. So I do need to make a maximum adjustment in the cap. So I'm gonna cinch those adjusters in as far as they can go. Let's try it on. Okay, so first thing I do is make the adjustments. And then I immediately, it's just out of habit and instinct, begin just working that front just to keep it out of the eyes, because I know that's probably going to get in the eyes. Now, it doesn't feel like this piece is as straight as the other one. That one really got in the eyes very easily. This one, maybe a little easier to train. Break up the part. The lace front is gorgeous. So let's take a look at the lace front real quick while I'm up here. So again, it is an extended lace front. This is the ice champagne, beautifully knotted, nice fine knotting process there. Absolutely transparent lace. It feels very nice against the head, soft, not scratchy. And then that left mono part becomes visible when I take it out of its weave pattern there. I imagine it would be more obvious on the other one. We'll take a look at that one as well. Okay, this one actually came to life very quickly, but you see what I mean about the curl? more of an intact spiral as opposed to something a little more deconstructed. And if you wanted to take a wide tooth comb, I think you could get a more of a brushed out look. But if you go too far, just simply give it a squirt of water, put it back into place. And that camera is not a good mirror, so I'm looking into my mirror over here. Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it, guys? Just gorgeous. I remember Norah being one of my absolute favorites. The density is the same as it was on the sandstone. The level of permatease, which is really high, is the same as it was on the sandstone as well. So now I'll do my side-by-sides, both indoor and outdoor light for you, and then we'll do some styling.